Everyone. My guest today on the podcast is DJ and Javon Walton. Yes, we have Onward Nation here in the podcast. Super excited about this. I know you guys are going to enjoy this. Javon is an actor. He is a boxer. He and his father have created a brand, Onward Nation, one of the most popular brands in professional fighting today. You've got an incredible episode ahead of you. Today we talk about family. We talk about the future of fighting. We talk about Javon's contribution to acting, how the family has impacted his future, and a very, very special announcement involving Juana's future in fashion. Enjoy the episode. All right, so I'm going to break into some of those questions we talked about, man. First thing I want to hear about is Onward Nation. For those few people who have no idea who either of you are, tell me about it. What is it?
So, Onward Nation is basically just my handle on Instagram, right? Like, Onward Nation is like kind of like the nation of Onward, so that it kind of encompasses all that Onward is. But Onward itself, Onward is a kind of like our tribe's mantra.
Yeah.
Right. So we kind of started, my wife Jessica and I, we've had histories in our upbringing that were, filled with kind of non-traditional upbringings, and we each had challenges that we had to overcome to come together and create this incredible tribe that we have. So we kind of used it as a way to kind of keep our kids tuned into a bigger purpose, so that they knew when there was any challenges or obstacles that would come along, that it was kind of like a home base to know that we were going to work through them or go around them or persevere through whatever, troubles could come our way.
Yeah.
So Onward really started as just a word of inspiration that we would all kind of tap into, and use as our kind of our tribal shield. It turned into a boxing brand and a athletic apparel company years later, but that was really the result of a need that we kind of identified that we wanted, but ultimately Onward was really just for us, right? I mean, that was a word that since the kids were really little, they just knew.
And
like
how many in your family total? Like how many?
Six. Yeah.
Well, wow, that's awesome.
Directly six, but I count my sister, her husband, and my godchildren in there too, which is 10. But six in our immediate home.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Jessica and I have 4. Yeah.
And Juana, where do you fall in the pecking order of siblings?
I'm like, okay, so I was middle for a while, but I got a twin brother, so like it's like now we're like kind of like both the middle.
You have a twin brother,
so yeah, we're like both the middle. So it's interesting. It was my twin brother was the youngest, I was in the middle, and then my older sister. But yeah, now we got another little guy. His name is Dalo. So
wow,
that's so cool. And your younger brother, correct me if I'm wrong, was he in Euphoria as the younger you?
Yeah.
That was
he was in Euphoria as young Ashtray, which was pretty damn cool.
He looks, you guys, I mean, it's an easy casting decision. Y'all look so similar.
Yeah.
We all look super similar.
Yeah.
Some people say that my older sister looks more like me than my own twins.
I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah.
One thing that really resonates with me when I look at like your social medias is like the importance of family. Can you talk to us a little bit about that and why that's such a big deal with Onward Nation?
Yeah, I mean, it's really like the thing that that Jessica and I like paid the most attention to. Like, so our relationship was really founded on love, but we were really young. So, we both wanted to have a family, but we didn't know how to go about it. We didn't have good examples as parents in our own lives. So we were, we knew whatever we built was going to be on us. So I think for the most part, we wanted to prioritize our relationship and our ability to mother or father over anything else.
Wow.
And that's kind of hard to do nowadays, right? You got to make money. You got to you have to, there's a whole world out there you have to navigate. And early on we were focused on making our children and our love for one another a priority. Obviously that came with a whole lot of ups and downs and bumps along the way, because we were young, we had to figure shit out. But once we did, it just locked in, and ever since the kids were really, really little, it was just, we always stressed to them, like, we're here in support of each other, and anything we can do to help each other grow, get better, we're gonna do that. and it sounds so simple and fundamental, but it's harder than you think, right? Because a lot of families, weird competition things happen. Sometimes siblings don't want to see the other one do better than them, and we just and we had to circumnavigate some of that cultural stuff early on to bring it back home and say, no, like, we're going to be each other's biggest fans, biggest cheerleader.
Heck
Juana's the loudest one at Jaden's baseball games. Cookie's actually, his sister's in the corner with me for all of his fights, and she's louder than I am sometimes.
We advocate for each other. For sure.
Yeah, big advocates for each other. Exactly.
That's really cool.
That's so cool, and
well
resonates so well with us. I don't know if I even clarify. We're brothers and we're cousins.
Oh, I didn't get the cousin
so,
piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's family here too.
That's awesome. That's super important.
Super rare.
Bond,
so rare.
Rare. Yeah. Even like families sitting together and eating dinner together, it's not as big of a thing anymore.
Not at all.
Like,
turning off the cell phones.
Exactly.
Sitting down.
Spending time with one another.
Yeah, and we've made that a priority for
100%.
sure. Yeah.
100%.
Especially if business is in the mix, and especially if that business involves celebrity or stardom. How has that worked its way into the speaking of family first, how has being a celebrity helped or hurt that? If that makes sense.
It's probably like the reverse way to answer that. Like, our family bond, our tribal bond has helped has helped Juana cope with some of the celebrity stuff because
we don't really think of it as much.
It's
like when we're at home, I'm the same kid. It's like it's no different. And like even my friends, like they treat me all the same and they give me shit all the time. So it's like, it's no different than what it was.
That's true friendship.
And, 100%.
Yo, for real, because like if you're walking the red carpet one day, when he flies home, it's still they want to take the trash out.
The trash
you know
out.
what I mean? Like,
it's
not. There's no. He don't get no. So I think that I think that unit, that kind of connection, that has really helped. Like I remember when Juana first got booked for Euphoria, everybody was hitting me and Jessica up talking about, man, y'all got to move out to LA. Like this, it's going to be too challenging to go back and forth, from Atlanta. And we were like, hell no. we're so far from LA. Like, I don't want none of that energy. No disrespect to anybody in LA, but like, that ain't us. And it was important that we stayed in Georgia. You know what I mean? We kept our space from that world because that's just not, there's nothing Hollywood about us at all.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, Hollywood's like actually built on a facade to fool you. Like, that's actually what they're there to do. You know what I mean?
Publicized, fake interactions,
all
fake
that.
people, all of it.
The people that surround me, just myself around, just in general, keep me super grounded.
Yeah.
That's why I spend a lot of time with my family. I just always feel so at ease and comfort with them, and I comfort them as much as they comfort me. And it's really that bond that just helps us all stay grounded in a way, so.
That's outstanding. And it shows on the interactions that you guys have, even over just social media. Social media is so vapid, but I can tell just on how you guys post.
I mean,
together.
you see what you want to see on social media. You know what I mean? It's not like you get a very short glimpse of what that person's life is really like. You could see somebody on social media and be like, man, that's a good person. You meet them in real life and you're like, well, I take back what I just said.
They say don't meet your heroes, and then when they say it's tough, it's especially in as celebrities. I mean, there's from the few that I have met, they're not all shining people like you think they are. But how has, for you, Juana, was it fighting that you got into first and then movies?
Yeah.
How did you see that? How did that take place?
So I've been boxing since I was 4 years old. I got 80 bouts now, so I've been doing it for a very long time. It's my first passion, my first love, and I love it with everything I got. Boxing, family, and acting. But acting came second when I was 11. But how I got introduced into the acting space was boxing. I had a fan base in the boxing world when I was a little younger. Nothing crazy, but I got noticed by the Steve Harvey show, and they loved me for that. I ended up doing that.
Yep.
Got seen by a casting director, and she sent me the script for Euphoria and was like, "Yo, do you want to like try out for it?" And I'm like, "I mean, why not?"
I love your character, by the way.
I
Euphoria. Yeah.
I couldn't get you off this podcast without at least once say what he just said. I'm like, your character is by far my favorite. I remember the second season.
Yeah.
Someone was saying when the last episode was coming, someone was like, "Man, some shit's about to go down." I'm like, "Well, you know, as long as Ashtray doesn't die, I mean, I'll be fine. It's fine as long as that doesn't happen."
Yeah, but you know, boxing helped me start into acting, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like the way acting came about, like truly a blessing though. Like it's so random, you know, and I would have never known that I love it so much. So.
Yeah, it's not a space we ever thought about.
No, not I was never like, "Yo, Dad, like I want to act so bad."
Yeah.
You know, really, my J-Love was like that when she was younger. You know,
I think a little bit, but not even her. She wasn't like, you know, it wasn't a career path until she saw you doing it and was like,
"Yo, I need to
I can do that." Like,
killing it right now, man.
Yeah, she is killing it right now.
Killing it.
Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest challenge transitioning into acting?
I think the biggest challenge was balancing boxing and acting.
Okay.
You know, I knew that I had to sacrifice some time because I can't have my dad always with me on set, you know, because he's a busy man. He got a lot going on. So it was hard finding the times that I was able to train with him.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot of me just hitting the bag by myself when I'm on set, you know, and finding time on set. Even like I had a gym in Canada for Umbrella Academy where they let me train at, and I got my work in there, but it's for sure hard to find that balance.
Yeah. And getting that balance, do you think that has come mainly from your dad, from his in your life, or where does that balance come from?
Yeah, you know, my dad is a super, super hard worker, and I've always looked up to him. He's my biggest inspiration, and just life in general, and everything he does at 100%, and I love that about him.
Yeah.
And I think him just showing me the way to really run things and the way to do things has just helped me been able to find the balance, for sure. You know,
you will learn as you get older, and I can speak from myself because for me, I'm one of the few people I know that actually does consider his dad to be his hero. The older you get, the more you will realize that is not always the case. There are fathers who are not supportive. There are fathers who are dismissive.
I'm super lucky.
And
super
you are
lucky.
very, very lucky. And it shows in the person that you are off camera. Because like you said, people can see little snippets of you on social media. They can guess. But who you are as a person off camera is largely impacted by your dad, by your family, by all of that stuff. And so, yeah. You got to count that as a big time blessing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes, kiddo.
That's just amazing. So I want to hear about this big announcement you guys got coming. What's coming down the pipeline? What do you got for me?
Man, we got a lot. We got a lot. So he, you know, we took some time off this year to focus on boxing. And he's had.
Thank God I needed that.
Yeah, you did.
I needed to focus up. You know, like it's like I just feel like the acting space, man, love it so much, but you need that time to reset and recalibrate and go back to what you're best at. You know, and that's boxing for me. So,
do you have people push? I'm sure you have people pushing you to go all the way into acting or to abandon one and go.
Not that, but there are people that I've even just talked to that are like, so what are you gonna pick down the road? And I'm like, I don't gotta pick.
No,
I'm doing me.
No,
you know, like I'm doing what I know I can do and what I can accomplish in my lifespan. You know, and somebody's not gonna tell me what I can't do and what I can't do.
Amen.
Facts. And the picking thing started early, like even with gymnastics and boxing. You know, because Wana was on track to be a top tier gymnast at 8.
We saw.
You know, like he was a future star. He was a USA gymnastics superstar. Superstar. What is that called?
Future star.
Future star. Thank you.
Wow.
At 8 years old.
Whoa.
And so that's the Olympic pathway for gymnasts. And he was like, he was nice, like really, really nice with it.
I saw the backflip off Steve Harvey's desk.
That wasn't nothing.
That was nothing.
That wasn't nothing. Like, so he, even back then, you know, at such a young age, you know, people, it's ill how people put limitations on other people. It is just crazy how they do that. Like,
so true.
They feel like if they can't do something, you shouldn't be able to do something. And it was constantly, you know, I'm talking about grown people talking to an 8-year-old, like, you know, you're not going to be able to do both. You can't do, like, why do we talk to kids like that?
No.
We shouldn't be talking to kids like that. We should be like, man, that's badass. You're doing both.
Well, someone talked to them like that at one point, which is why they got boxed in. And now they're doing 1 or 2 things, and that's it.
100%.
Never set limitations on yourself.
And that that's been a theme for Warner for a long time. That's where his nickname came from.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And we're like, all right, man, just calm down. He's like, no, but I'm good at this. And it was like so like obnoxious after a while. We were like, dude, okay, like I never met a kid that hated being a kid so much.
Really?
Oh, like he would be like, and I mean like,
I couldn't wait to grow up. When I was like dying.
At 1.5, right when he learned to walk, he would not let mom carry him. He would not let mom like carry him anywhere. He was like he would act like a grown ass man. We're like, dude, you're like a 1.5 man. Get your ass over here. Like you're too slow. Like, and so he just his whole life has been like that, and his work ethic. You can scroll down, I started putting him on Instagram before I even knew what I was doing.
Like 7
no, you were younger than that. You're way younger than that. Yeah, because you started competing at 8.
Right.
I started putting him on Instagram at like 5 years
old.
For
boxing and gymnastics, I assume.
Just boxing and gymnastics.
I've been on Instagram just forever.
Yeah, just like little clips of him, and we'd go to the gym. He would outwork every adult in there. Yeah. And I'm not exaggerating. I got video evidence of this shit. He one time. He had I was in my office and he came in and wanted a bike. You remember this story? And he was man, I want to get this right. Maybe either 5 or 6, you think?
Like 5 or 6, yeah.
And you know what story I'm about to tell?
Yeah, I know a story about it.
And he was like, you said I could get this bike. And I was like, I did. I just didn't say when. Like I'm like, all right, maybe like, I don't remember what time, but like maybe for your birthday or maybe for Christmas. And he was like, what if I could work for it right now? I was like, I'm on the phone. I'm like, phone down. I'm like, what are you gonna do to work for it right now? He's like, I'll do 100 push-ups right now
in a row.
I was like,
at 5,
Juana. I'm like, again, putting limitations on kids, right? I'm proving my own point. I was like, you can't do no 100 push-ups in a row. You know how hard it is to do 100 push-ups in a row? Like right now, I may be able to get 100, but it would be hard as hell for me.
It's a big number, yeah. Without stopping?
Without stopping.
Uh-huh.
This motherfucker did it.
Great. At 5?
Swear to God, at 5 years old. And like good push-ups, I mean crying.
Correct.
Sweating after like 40, right? Like, and my deal with him was like, as long as you don't come down off that plank, I'll keep counting. If you need a break, you can take it at the top. And he banged out 100. And at the time, one of my friends, Emily, was there. She just could not believe it.
No,
she was so shocked that she ran down to get Jessica. Like by count 80, the whole tribe was up in the office watching him, counting them down.
Looked like one of the motivational videos.
What's this for? It's for a bike. It's for a bike.
And I think,
you had to get that bike.
He got the bike that day. He got it that day.
He took me to Toys R Us. I remember the bike. It was like this white and green bike.
Damn.
And like every kid like had that, so I wanted it so bad. And I
love
love that bike. I love that bike.
You better.
And Jay, his twin brother, was like, I want a bike, and I was like, you ready to do 100 push-ups for that thing?
That's outstanding.
I knew you'd appreciate that.
I do appreciate that.
And I think we might even have some video of that. So if I can find some video, because I think Emily took video.
One thing about you though is you're an honest man, and no matter what you like say, you do. You know what I mean?
Fact.
So if you're like, like, I'll get you this if you do that, you always do that.
And if you'd have fell at 99, he probably wouldn't have got the bike.
No, he wouldn't have got me the bike.
Sorry. So you've been all the footage from the time he's that young, doing all that stuff. When would you say, I mean, your social media is at 5.6 million or whatever it is. When did that all happen? I mean, when did you go from, did it happen immediately when you got cast in Euphoria, or did it take?
No, that took a lot of time.
A lot of time.
You know, people are just like, "Oh man, so you just grew overnight." Like, I'm like, "No, dude. Like, no. I've worked forever on social media for this shit. You know, like I've been posting videos since I was 5 years old. Yeah. So it's like,
And how old are you now?
It's crazy. I'm 16 now.
16.
I'm 16 now. But I was at around 240K for a long time, right? Long time, like 2-3 years about. Sure. And when the second season Euphoria dropped, went right up. Like I'm saying, like after the first episode, like maybe $1 million overnight. Like it was like something stupid, and like it just started growing and growing and growing and growing, and I was like, dang.
Yeah, like, but the TikTok was popping even more than that.
Yeah, no, TikTok's I got about 8.
And I know y'all are popping on TikTok too.
Wow.
So
I just watched your latest video, the fashion designer.
Oh,
that was cracking up.
That is funny.
That was so
Man.
Yeah, he showed that to me 10 minutes before you walked in, like, into the back. He's like, hey, you got to watch this. I'm like,
Oh,
all
I'm
right.
pulling it up.
Yo, Juana's way, like, the thing is that people don't know about Juana is like he's hilarious.
Oh,
Like he's mad funny. People think he's like this serious guy because of the Ashtray character, but
I thought Ashtray was hysterical.
watch
I
that.
thought. Have you seen this?
Balenciaga.
If they rip me off, dude, I'm suing them. I'm just saying that right now.
Yo, he's
Rip
like,
you off. They're gonna call you and ask you to display that for
yeah,
real.
yeah,
You're gonna be like, hey man, you want to come walk?
he was like, dude, he's like, like I don't understand fashion. He's like some of these designs are the most ridiculous things ever. And
It
then,
is.
And then he
It
came
really
with this.
is.
I was like,
Yo, I mean,
Yeah,
I just saw this new thing that Balenciaga made. It's literally the Lay's chip bag. Have you seen that? They made a Lay's chip bag into like a real bag.
Yes, I did see that.
Balenciaga.
Yes.
Wait,
I
they
thought-
they got the trash bag too.
yeah, no,
Wait,
I
she's
thought it
wearing a
was
bunch
like-
of like Lay's. Chip.
No, it's an actual like handbag.
Yes,
That's a Lay's
yes.
chip bag.
And I was like thinking like, no way, this is like a TikToker
seen
made
this?
this on 5-minute
No.
DIY, and then it was a real thing. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
That's
like,
hysterical.
No, it's
it's
a real
crazy
thing.
the way fashion is.
I don't get
nowadays.
fashion at all.
No, me neither. He's actually
There's parts of fashion I love.
he's
though.
got some cool fashion sense. I'm like
Yeah.
t-shirt and shorts and that's it.
Right.
I'm chilling.
On that transition, talk to me about shoes. Obviously, you've branched into fashion certainly more than anybody else in this room.
All right, so we can kind of go back to Jordan stuff.
You're
a
right.
little
Yeah,
bit
they
then.
works with the announcement.
Yeah, go for it.
So
Yes, well, buddy.
I've been a pretty big sneakerhead for a long time. I've been building my collection honestly pretty recently, branching out, but I've always loved shoes. I've been joining every sneakers app drop. Like that was like my thing for the longest, like a little hobby that I had.
Uh-huh.
So
and shout out to SneakerCon too, because
SneakerCon really helped.
we
with
did,
that.
yeah, like the moment like we showed up at was that in San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
Was that the first one we went
Yeah.
to? We showed up to San Antonio SneakerCon
I'm
and
still hearing that TikTok audio.
You are.
and it was like it was we didn't realize that the sneaker community was messing with him as much as they were, because it was madness. He couldn't walk in there.
Wow.
And it was this huge convention center. There was nowhere to like escape, and it was actually really cool because he got a chance to like really hang with the fans and connect with the people. But
100%.
but that was another kind of eye opening experience. Like, man, this sneaker world is like, it's something for you, because he resonates in that space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, 100%. I just came back from Oregon actually to go to the Jordan headquarters, and I just signed as the youngest Jordan member. So I'm officially on the team.
Yeah.
We got. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good job,
appreciate
buddy.
it.
Awesome, bro.
We got some really big things coming. First thing that we're working on right now with Jordan is making my own custom boot, boxing boot. So super excited about that. I'm kind of putting a spin on it of some of the older Jordan boots that they made, which is super super cool. And I'm all about doing like funky designs and stuff like that. So you guys will see some really cool stuff with
Do
that.
you get to personally design these?
Yeah,
They give you
no,
freedom
I'm-
to just.
I'm working with a team right
yeah,
now.
he's running
You know,
point.
I'm working
mean,
with a team.
Yeah, shout
Wow.
out to Xavier. I mean, they have a whole design team, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they don't. It's a huge collaborative.
They don't
effort.
micromanage. They let him.
No, they gonna let him do
The
his
thing
thing.
about Jordan and Nike, Jordan gives you a lot of freedom. And they're like the cool version, like
Oh,
the more
shit.
like laid back version.
All right.
All right.
Gonna get in trouble with Nike right away before you even sign it. They are.
It's like a laid back version. That's all. I
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
it right
yeah.
there. Laid back version. So you have a lot more input on your designs, which I love about that. So I'll write that on. My bad. All right, cool.
Yo, he's so pro Jordan now. I love it, man. It's like
Dog, it's my team now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, but like the second I got there, dude, it felt like family. Like everybody there was like super, super chill and like super, super welcoming.
Mhm.
And it just like I just knew it was the right move right away.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy about my decision, and I'm super happy that I'm signing with Jordan.
And they don't-
I did sign with Jordan.
yeah. The ink is done. They don't sign a lot of people.
No.
Nike does. Nike signs a lot of people,
but not
right?
Jordans.
But Jordan don't
Jordan.
sign a lot of folks, man. And so to be the youngest, and I think the second youngest is Billie Eilish.
Oh, yeah.
'cause They did a friends and family deal with her, and but they are, bro, that team over there, they're special, and they do some really cool stuff. And
Wow.
I can't even tell you how excited we are about what we're gonna do with them, because like, you know, just that collab on itself is gonna be just, it's gonna be ill.
It's the genesis of something new.
Oh yeah, for
100%.
sure.
And that's just the boxing boot's just the start. You know, like we're gonna make some pretty crazy stuff. So,
dude, no limitations. Make your
Yeah,
own. This is a whole new vein for you. You have
100%.
boxing, fashion, movies. This is just a never, ever, ever set a stopping point.
Word.
I love that you're diversifying all this. You got these have like almost nothing to do with each other. They're totally different.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
outstanding.
Yeah.
I'd be very proud of
I
you.
told you don't like his energy, right?
I do. You know, you got a very upbeat energy.
Yeah.
I'm messing with it. You know?
Well,
Feels.
I mean, I'm at work right now.
Word.
How
This is
great-
fun.
all of
Yeah.
us. I mean, we
Yeah.
all deserve a round of applause.
Facts.
We are all here, by the grace of God, we are all here doing what we love, and we're working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is, you know how many people never get to do this?
You gotta love what you do. You know, with work.
Right.
You know, you can't dread this shit. Like you're doing so much work every single day, and if you're doing it on something you don't love, then like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Do what you love, and
Do
you'll
what
never
you love.
work a day in your life.
Mm-hmm.
That's something, I don't even remember where I first heard that, but
100%.
that's just resonated
True,
with
yeah,
me
it's
throughout
true.
my whole life. And this has really only been like a 8-year operation, but for us now, I mean, it's like freedom to be able to just
Yeah.
operate out of your own
Yeah, yeah.
space and create in your own way.
you're at home and you're working.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
You got the
Working
best
from
of both
home.
worlds.
yeah, you got best of both worlds for
It's-
sure, for sure.
It's a blessing. And seeing how now the outreach is finally working and we're getting to meet, this is something I didn't expect, was how incredibly rewarding the podcast is, not even just because of getting to meet new people, but being able to learn from other people. For me, because I love to learn. My favorite thing ever is just being a sponge.
Yeah.
And every single guest that comes on here, I learn something new about the world I didn't know.
Right.
That's
Because
cool.
everyone's got a different perspective. Everyone's
For
doing
sure.
something different.
So I've actually got a question for you, Juana, because I'm obviously a very big sneakerhead. Love Jordans. After the boot or after the boxing shoes, what is your next design? Like, what if you had your pick? Which shoe would you go for?
Man, honestly, I'd love to work on a Jordan 1, Jordan 1
Yes.
low.
Yeah,
I would be making some pretty dope designs, and it's gonna be pretty dope, you know. So I'm excited to start on all that stuff, you know. But right now, I'm super excited about the boxing boot for sure.
Yeah.
And I think we got to give Travis Scott a shout out too.
Oh, 100%.
Because you know Travis is the one that really pushed to have Juana part of his campaign,
Yeah.
which really introduced Juana to the brand. So that's when Jordan got really excited about Juana, through Travis. So
Big shout out to him,
I
for
think
sure.
he deserves
For
a lot of
sure.
love for that.
That's awesome. So that was how you got your first introduction into shoe wear, as a profession, was through Travis Scott.
Into Jordan specifically.
Into Jordan specifically.
Yeah, we
Is he
had worked.
part of Jordan. Is he? Travis Scott is
Oh
part
yeah,
of
yeah.
big time.
I want
Big
to say,
time.
I
Oh,
want to say
yeah,
he
he
might
is.
be their most successful collabs ever. I mean, outside of, obviously MJ, but
MJ.
I want to. I mean, I don't know.
He's like a
data on that, but I would-
50-50, so he has it with Jordan, and he also has it with Nike.
Yeah,
and they're
right,
like,
right.
They work
Yeah,
together.
because he's done Air
Yeah.
Max. He's done some Nike silhouettes as well, but his biggest stuff has been
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
You,
he's a beast.
You ever met MJ?
No, I haven't met him yet.
That'd be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I think it's
For sure.
coming though.
For sure.
I think it's coming. He signed off on one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so.
Well, if I was MJ, I'd want to meet you.
Yeah. No, Reggie told us that, you know, everything go like he don't play. Michael's not. He's not gonna. You know,
no.
nothing happens in that building without his approval. So
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
I mean, every single clip you ever see from him, especially back in the day, back in the 80s and the 90s. I mean, what was that? He was on an interview with Charles Barkley, and they pulled up to a drive-thru, and someone was basically begging at the drive-thru, and Charles went to hand him money, and Michael said, roll up the window. And Barkley's like, I'm just going to give him like a 20. He's like, if he can hand that sign out, he can say, welcome to Burger King. So he rolled up the window.
they don't play.
No,
They don't
you know,
play.
nobody's doing it like him though. You know, like all these other brands, like they've tried, but nobody's doing it like MJ.
Yeah.
You know, like you know, it's
True.
It's truly
Yeah.
crazy.
It's true.
Really, really crazy.
His everything, we were just talking about how his success has continued to magnify long after his playing days are over
And you
for
can't
decades.
name anyone else that's done it.
No,
Not
like
anyone. And there are some huge athletes that have done some huge deals through
Through other
collaborations
companies,
and
but
other
Jordan
companies.
is Jordan.
But nobody has
Jordan.
done what he did.
His name
Yeah.
is on the billboard, and
Yeah,
like you
and
said,
that's like-
nothing happens without his.
Like
say
signing
so.
with certain brands is super, super dope. But when you're doing your own shit
Mhm.
and you got your own freedom and you're running point on everything, like that's some next level stuff.
And to have
right there.
decades of success.
Yeah,
Yeah.
decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, like, to be sport. I mean, like, to be, decades after you retire to still be the hottest thing popping in the shoe game.
Dude, the Jordan brand is gonna live
more
on
money,
forever.
more money than he ever did playing basketball.
No, it's crazy.
Basketball is kind of like his, at
The
one time
side
I
hustle
sort of
was-
played
yeah,
basketball.
yeah.
Now he just
Oh, and then when I did play, I was the greatest.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Crazy.
I think it goes to like his work ethic. I mean, he was such a student of the game. He was in the gym. He was in the weight room all the time.
Yeah.
And that just translated perfectly to business. So when he got into business, he had that discipline and that work ethic, and it
100%.
shows.
Yeah, we got some cool insight on even some deeper stories through a legend over at Jordan named H, and he was telling us some stories about Jordan's work ethic, to your point, and it was unrivaled. It was just unparalleled. This dude outworked everybody and then demanded that from his teammates in return, and like held people accountable, and so inspiring to see that kind of energy, like that level of intensity for practice, for everything you do. Every rep means something. That's the energy I want to tap into.
Yeah.
I want to tap into like a greater purpose for everything I do. Because you half-ass one thing, like, even what H was saying, he's like, the way you do anything is the way you do everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
I
like-
love that.
Yep.
Yeah.
The way you do anything is the way you do everything.
It's facts, though.
I like that.
You know what I mean? You half-ass and shit. You kind of like find little, shortcuts and stuff. Why would you not do that in everything else?
Right.
Yeah.
Man. And it's in his business. It's why Jordan, as you said, it's the only one. There is no other.
I mean, it's the separation of being good and being great.
Or legendary.
Legendary.
There's even like another category above greatness. I
Good,
feel.
great, or legendary.
And yeah, so we're so honored, man, to even be a part of that. I say we're because like I'm like kind of living through Juana's eyes with this. To see him so young, a part of this, it's been energizing me on a whole other level. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm energized.
yeah, you know what I mean? You getting the third hand energy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so cool, man. So we're really excited about the Jordan thing, and I know we're gonna do some special stuff.
That's huge.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
With regards to the actual, just because for me, to me, art is a big part of what I do. How is your actual process of designing shoes? Do you draw? Do you paint? Do you graphic? Like what is it that you do? How do you see it?
So, they kind of got their templates and they lay those out, and I'm kind of just picking, the textures, like different designs that I'd like to do, materials, all that stuff. Like if I want to sketch something out, they'll perfect it in a way that I love, and I know that would look super, super dope on a shoe. So I got the thoughts, and they really just make it come to life.
It's a textile experience.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the molds in his hand, and he's playing with the sole, and he's
yeah, and I'm feeling that. I'm like, you know what, like let's
like
change up
one of the
sole a
boots
little
had like the leather inside, and we were like, nah, that can't do
you
that.
gotta change
Like,
that up,
we'll be like sitting in like nonstop sweat, like so like I think that process for him, and the beautiful thing about Wana when it comes to creative direction, which is always surprising, is like the kid knows exactly what he wants. Like he's in there and he's like, no, not this, I don't like that, and I'm like, well, you don't want to just, and he's like, no, I don't like it. Like what's the other one, like so it's this process where he gets to run point, and I think the team around him is probably looking at him like, man, that's kind of cool. This little dude knows his shit.
Yeah.
Knows what he wants.
Vision.
Yeah,
Vision.
100%. And I like to add a lot of personal touches to everything that I do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to make sure with everything I design on the shoe, it's going to feel like everything that I want. And, maybe even some quotes that I go by every day, or, just all that.
When you have something, there's very few things in life as rewarding as actually having something that's in your mind, an idea, a vision on something you love, and then putting it together and showing it to people.
Right.
There's very few things in life that are that, especially because you've got so many forces happening. You've got delayed gratification, and that's probably the biggest one. Patience, creativity, something that, and as an added bonus, you're creating something that works for your athletics, that works for your world that already exists. And see, that's what I love too. I love creating things that go with what I've already worked toward.
100%.
And if you can channel all that, to me, that's one of the surest ways to find happiness.
Oh, dude, and bringing that to fruition,
Uh-huh.
like that's special. And my favorite part about this partnership is that the very first thing we're doing is not some like cool trendy shoe. It's a fucking boxing boot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Right
like,
on point.
It's right and it's deep
on
into
brand.
the roots. Yeah, it's like, and that was Juana's idea.
Yeah.
Outstanding, bro. I'm so happy for you. So happy with what you guys are doing. You guys got something real special here. I did have one last question that I just had to ask from me. If you could play any Marvel character in any movie. Now this is a real life option for you. You got something that maybe not a lot of people ever have. You actually may be able to make that decision one day. If you could pick any character, existing or otherwise.
So not because of superpowers, because I'd like to play it.
Yes. Precisely.
Oh, okay.
Damn, that's a tough choice.
Does it have does it have to be Marvel?
It can be any character.
Because I know because like I feel like
let's limit it to Marvel. Just because it's so many.
Yeah,
let's just go Marvel.
Okay.
One
it's a
character.
pretty Marvel thing, and then I want you to give them the answer outside of Marvel. Because we're gonna speak something into existence on this show.
I was gonna say this may actually happen.
Announcement number 2.
Yeah. But I'm curious myself too. What's the Marvel joint you'd want?
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to be my own character. I want to create my own character, and that's what I would love to do. Cause I just like everything I do. I want to be the first.
Okay.
Right? So
Awesome.
I would love to create my own character, but if I had to play a Marvel character, it would be. I think Spider-Man's just a safe bet.
Classic.
Classic.
Like, who doesn't want to have webs and hang from
You got the gymnastics
random
stuff
things
already,
Yeah.
man.
You don't need a stuntman at
Yeah,
all.
no.
Have you ever used a stuntman?
There always
Yes.
has to be a stuntman.
Yeah.
There has to be a
Yeah.
stuntman.
So the way this game works is when they pay a bunch of money for an actor, they can't afford them getting hurt.
Right.
So unless you're Tom Cruise or some shit where you just like refuse to,
He refuses.
but
know,
the studios and the networks they don't let you. I mean, Warner did a lot of his own, but anytime it crosses the line where you really could get hurt, they bring in.
If I'm like jumping off a 15-foot building, like they're not.
Yeah.
Just started the Samaritan, by the way. Holy cow, that looks sick.
Yes,
That looks good, man.
Warner did a lot of stuff on that.
Which one would you say has been the most physically intensive acting role?
Probably Samaritan, right? I would probably say.
What I
Samaritan.
guess.
Yeah.
Samaritan.
Yeah.
It was a lot of stunt work,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a lot of just really long days. I mean, I worked 59 out of the
days.
61 days. So it was a lot of work. You know what? Role?
Yeah, to put things in perspective there.
Yeah.
I think the next person in line from Warner on Samaritan was like 40 something days. So how old were you when we started shooting that?
12 or 13.
13, I think.
13.
As the youngest cast member, he worked the most days, longest hours, and they were coming in the night before. We would wrap it like Jessica and him would wrap it like 10, 11 at night, and be like, "Oh, here's the new script for tomorrow." And because Stallone don't play, he's in that thing like, "No, I'm gonna change this, I'm gonna change that."
Yeah.
Because Stallone like he puts his paws on it and he's gonna make it his. You know. What I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would like, he would give Warner, new lines the night before. So he busted his ass on that movie.
That's
And a
outstanding.
character that I would love to play outside of the Marvel.
Yes.
I forgot about that. All right,
Yeah.
but I would love to play Robin. That would be super cool. And
I
I think that's
love
a
that.
high
He would be a
possibility.
badass.
That'd be
Robin.
which one? You want to be Dick Grayson? You want to be Nightwing?
Nightwing, dude. I feel
Nightwing.
like
I like
Not
Nightwing.
me.
I like Nightwing, but honestly, I'm open to whatever. I just want to be Robin.
Nightwing. I feel like wasn't Nightwing kind of like the more badass?
Yeah, no,
I feel like
they're
that's
all
the vibe.
badass though. Like Robin's just badass in general.
He is.
He's
Nightwing
he's
looks
younger
better
and
though. He's not. He
hanging
doesn't have the
with-
green and the
Yeah,
red
nah,
speedo.
Okay, but that's like the OG, so I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Keeping them options open. You keeping them
I'm
Robin
open to
options
whatever.
open. Yeah.
Batman makes him wear that so Batman looks more badass.
Yeah. Really, really,
Think about
really
it,
dark
he's younger
gray.
and he's hanging out with Batman and stuff. Like it's,
Yeah, I mean, I could see you teaming up with Ben Affleck. I could see that.
Dude, we
yeah.
gotta. That's a role that he's actually brought that up to me a while ago.
That would be.
We
you gotta go
really
for that,
want to
man.
make that
Robin.
happen.
Yeah.
You got to make that happen. That's
100%.
honestly, I would take that even over Spider-Man because Spider-Man's been done so much,
So much.
and I mean,
Nobody's killing Batman. I mean, nobody's killing
honestly,
Robin.
like in
Yeah.
the Marvel world though, yeah, like I was saying, like I just really want to be my own character and create my own. I think that'd be super cool.
Who would y'all be?
The cool thing though about those roles is you can kind of remake it. I mean, think about what Robert Downey did to Tony. I mean, Iron Man was like, he was an okay character in the comics. He wasn't enormous out of this world. When he took it on, now it's the biggest one in the whole. You could take a character.
I would love to play Iron Man. Dude.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like from what I know, you probably know this better than me, but didn't like Ryan Reynolds kind of like he hyped up Deadpool in a way too that was even more sarcastic and funny and badass than I think. Well, he was pretty badass, but I mean,
Deadpool's.
but that's one of my favorites.
Like, what would you be then?
Yeah, I think probably either Deadpool or I'd want to be Deadpool or Wolverine. I just want to be somebody you can't fucking kill.
You'd be a sick Deadpool.
I'd want to be
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
I'm sorry, I'm the only one talking about Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What about you guys then?
Yeah. Who would y'all? What's y'all favorite?
You know who I'd like to play who hasn't been on the screen yet? I'd like to be the Sentry.
Sentry, yeah.
You know who he is?
I'm up on that. Yep.
This is one of those guys. He hasn't made it to the screen yet, and that's for me. I'd love to be on.
Yeah, that's almost like creating your own though, which I like.
Yeah.
Like,
you know who he is?
No.
He's basically, to simplify it, he is Marvel's Superman. Just picture Superman with blonde hair. That's Sentry.
That would be sick. Yeah.
He's never made it on, and he would be outstanding.
I love that.
Why is that? Why have they not gone down that road?
That's a really good question. I don't know, but he's built like Henry Cavill, just with long hair. They did some graphic art of Henry Cavill with like blonde hair and his getup. His getup is sick. Eli, can you pull up the Sentry? Yeah. He's an incredible character in the comics. My favorite one he ever appeared in was actually one that he gets killed in. Was the the King in Black. There's an outstanding comic where
a little Black Adam color vibe.
They gotta bring him to screen soon.
They do. Oh yeah, he fights Hulk. He goes. He appears. I don't know if he's in the Secret Wars. The Secret Wars is where everything's going. I don't know if you've traced where the MCU is taking things, but eventually you're gonna have the clash of all the different multiverses, and they're gonna actually sort of gladiator games. Take heroes and make them fight to the death in the Secret Wars. That's sort of the concept.
All right, now,
all about that.
Thinking? Like, what would be your Marvel pick?
That's my dude right there.
Yeah,
that's hard to pass up on.
I respect that.
He's got the business side and then the superhero.
Oh, he's
side.
got the business side on lock.
Yeah.
It'd be good to have some Iron Man money for sure.
Oh yeah. Got the cribs down.
What you working with back there?
I mean, so anyone who knows me, I'm kind of a sarcastic guy, so I'm definitely going Loki. I also was Loki last year for Halloween.
He plays a really good Loki.
He does do a really good Loki. We did some content where we dressed him up as Loki.
So last year, me and my wife, she was female Loki, and then I was Loki. So we were like the same person. If you watched the Loki series, did you watch that?
Yeah, hell yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was good. Really good.
On that note, guys, we actually got y'all a gift, just like you got us underneath your chairs. You'll see. Just right it. Yeah. So we got y'all some swag. Want to break that out?
Hey, while you guys are doing that, I have a question because I feel like Peaky Blinders made a mistake to not cast you.
That's my favorite show you're talking right now.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Thank y'all so much. I really this is
thank you.
Absolutely, bro. Those are fun. So those are actually those are my designs.
These are your designs.
Yeah, those are my designs. So
be your best variant. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're sick
though. I'm liking these.
No, they're fun.
Awesome.
And
thanks,
it's
guys.
Just cool to be able to design and get them out and
no pain, no rain.
Thanks, buddy.
Dope, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, this has been outstanding. It's been
super fun.
So fun.
Let's we about to go get swole together. What we doing?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead and hit a
Gym
workout.
time.
Let's do it, man.
Gym time.
I'm gonna finish this no-co and I'm ready to go.
Let's go. Let's go. All right.
Thanks
DJ,
for coming on.
Juana, thank you so much for coming in, guys.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
We'll close it there, buddy.